Hi, guys. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 181. Did I put that up there? Yes, I did. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Our new host, Mr. Larry Duncan. Well, not new anymore. I think this is our, third
Third
episode
week.
already?
Third week already.
Damn.
Time
Shit.
flies, doesn't it?
It flies, bro. It flies.
It does. It's crazy.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. If you want to know a little bit more about us and the host and the show, go to gigeconomyshow.com. There you'll find all the news, and you can download the podcast there at any podcast platform that your little heart desires. I want to thank our Patreon members. Got to do Larry one more time.
Larry
from no, I think it's two more times because I think next Wednesday's still February, right?
Yeah. There you go.
Larry from Bowling Green, Samson from Grand Rapids, Steve from Colorado, Bud Dickman from North Carolina, Omar from Detroit, Delivery Cats from Michigan, Jamie from Tennessee, Frank from Philly, Nate from Florida, John M. from California, Tom from Chicago, and Jim from Connecticut. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. If you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/ the Gig Econ Podcast. There you can sign up, get an extra podcast a month, exclusive piece of merch on the third month, and then you also get a pre-show banter, which us rambling, that's usually what it is. Sometimes it gets off the rails.
Sometimes, you never know what we're going to say or what topic's going to come up.
I'm going to continue the tradition to say sometimes Larry doesn't wear pants, but I can't see that anymore. So
I'm not standing up.
You're not standing up. So go to patreon.com, search the GigCon Podcast if you want to support this stupid show. Also, Telegram. Thank you for the people that have joined recently. Telegram is like WhatsApp or Kick. See, my camera's like cutting my head off here. That's going to bug me. There we go. Join that. You can talk with other gig workers around the world. I say, because we have one fan from New Zealand. Yeah, that New Zealand. And but yeah, it's a great community. Little chatty on the weekends, but that's what it's supposed to be, right?
Yes, it's great. It's a good way to stay in contact with other people who know your struggle. You can bounce ideas or just vent to each other and complain about the lousy bonuses they give or don't give, or the way they screw us over.
No, they would never do that.
No, never.
So I do not have any stories from the road, but my bonuses this weekend. So we have Winter Beer Fest here in Grand Rapids. It used to be a whole weekend thing. I think it was so much debauchery. I think they decided to stop doing that. People just got too shit-faced, and so they become more strict on it. So it's just Saturday, which I'm okay with. So my quests were a little not great. So Ubers is 60 trips for $50 or 50 trips for $40. Basically, if you do everything on either one of them, you get $1 a ride. So
which is what mine is. Of course, we only get the Lyft bonus, and mine was a big whopping $40 for 40 rides for the top tier, and $25 for 30 rides, or I believe it's $15 for 20 rides. So
is it because Lyft is just so not as popular? So would you struggle to get those 40 rides this weekend?
Yeah, but I mean, usually it's the same thing. It's usually a 40 ride bonus, but it's like sometimes it's like $180.
Yeah.
Or, $160. Which is what it was last week. I think it was $4 extra ride instead of $1 extra ride. So
I mean, if you're gonna go out and drive, it's fine. But I feel like when it's so low, you're probably gonna multi-app. You're not gonna just stay on one app.
Yeah, I mean, I can really not really ever just stick to a single app here. It's just, I mean, we have enough downtime even running both of them, unless it's just a really big day like New Year's Eve or St. Patrick's Day or something.
Okay. My Lyft bonus is 85 rides for $260. Now, to put that in perspective, last weekend I had that giant, or not last weekend, the weekend before, I had that giant one, which I knew I wasn't going to get. But my half tier was 45 rides for $272. So this one is like 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 40 more rides and $12 less.
Yeah. Sign me up. Sign me up
Yeah.
right now.
So needless to say, I will not be doing any quests, but I will be working this weekend. Larry, do you got any stories from last weekend at all, or last week? Because you drive during the
Yeah.
week.
So I think this was from last Saturday. Was taking a passenger home. Nice guy, probably in his early 20s. We were talking. We come around the corner to where his house is right around the corner. We pull around this corner. His house is on the right, uh, like not directly across from his house, but directly over and like one house up, like 8, 9 cop cars. Lights are on everywhere. On the ground, they have like just a bunch of those markers you see they put down to mark where
Mhm.
shell casings are. And turns out some dude popped off 11 shots across the street at his neighbor. Luckily, nobody got hit, nobody got hurt, but
Yeah.
he went to jail.
So
He
so
went
is
to
your
jail.
a little scary
Oh
pulling up
yeah, we
there?
pull around and I was like, dude, I would hustle in the house, and he's like, nah, I'm on my way. Like I pulled up in the driveway as close to his door as I could get him, and he hopped out, and then I got the hell out.
So do you routinely pull up to into people's driveways when you're dropping off at night?
If I'm dropping off, yes, yeah.
Mm,
If I'm picking up, I mean, if it's after about 10 o'clock, no, because we all know that sometimes the navigation is not great and you're at the wrong house. And I don't want to be
yeah.
sitting in somebody's driveway through 2 in the morning and it be
Yeah.
the wrong driveway, because that's a good way to get shot.
I find myself not pulling into the driveway at all unless it's like a nice wide one and I know I'm
Yeah,
not gonna like well, I mean, I also have my tinted windows like the FBI, so it's
yeah,
hard for me to even turn into a driveway at night without me rolling the window down, so that's part of it. But I
really.
find if I get right close, I just drop them off in the road. Unless it's like I said, a nice wide driveway where I can just pull in and not worry about any other cars and backing out and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I mean, and usually the only reason I won't is if it looks, I don't know, you just get a weird feeling about something,
yeah.
or if it's like a steep one where I'm going to bottom out, and I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, you're gonna have to get out here, man. I'm not
Yeah. I
scraping
mean,
the bottom of my car for you.
yeah, I'm making $4 off this ride. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, not
door-to-door
happening.
service is a little
Yeah.
yeah, but,
And like
and then
half my rides are college kids anyway, so there's no driveway. It's just the dorm, the circle driveway or the parking space or something like that.
yeah.
And then
How good is your GPS in there? I know, like, when we first started out, like, apartments and stuff like that, it was sketch.
yeah, yeah, it really was, because back then a lot of times, especially on Uber, it didn't have a little indicator showing you the person. I mean, it
Yeah,
would just take you to, like, if it was an apartment, it would usually take you to the office. But now almost every ride, mine shows a little indicator, I think on Uber it's blue
yeah.
indicator for where the person actually is. So that helps out tremendously. Of course, Lyft, I think, has always done that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Lyft was kind of the game changer with that. That's
Yeah.
one thing I always as much as Lyft riders tend to be not as I don't know, I wanna not say that as it just it's a lot of more, errand runs and running
Yeah.
to work on Lyft, but anyways, um, I always appreciated that because
Yeah.
like and they had to turn it on, or maybe they didn't with Lyft, but I know Uber people can have it off because there are
Right,
people
that's why
that have it off.
sometimes I don't see it, but I mean, you get to some of these apartment complexes and there's, 15 apartment buildings, and and you just have to call them or text them, and if they don't answer, you just end up canceling the ride.
So
And
here's another question that just popped up because of that. If you have a pin right here and the person's like 3 buildings over, do you go to the person or you go to the pin?
I usually go straight to the person, but if they don't come out in a minute or so, I'm going to go to the pin so it'll start the timer. Of
That's
course,
the
with
problem.
Lyft now, it doesn't the Lyft here, I don't have to. It doesn't matter. I can start it anywhere with Lyft.
Well, it gives you a prompt, right? It
Yeah.
says GPS is wrong, right?
Yeah, did the person? Yeah, did they walk to you, or Jeep maps are wrong, something like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
if it's because that has caused problems before with Uber, because the person's way over there and the pin's on the other side of the complex, and you
Yeah.
pull up there and it's been like 2 minutes and they're not coming out. You're like, I got to go to the pin and start this timer.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, that night that I had that guy that hit my car, when I whipped around the corner, it
Yeah,
wouldn't let me cancel for money
yeah,
because I wasn't close enough there, but
right,
I didn't
right.
care at that point. I'm just
Oh
like,
yeah, that was the least on your mind right then.
that was so hot. That was so hot.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And then looks like you had another one you brought a dancer home.
Yeah, so we have a club here. It's, I mean, people call it a strip club. It's not a strip club. They won't let them get, naked here. They have to have pasties and a G-string on and everything.
That's like in Grand Rapids. It's like
Is it?
this big liberal I mean, it's a conservative area, but
Yeah.
like the Kent County always goes blue as far as voting, so
Mhm.
liberal, you know what I mean? But yeah,
Right.
in Grand Rapids, it's you pasties and it's
Yeah.
basically like bikini almost.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what it is here. Um, but I've taken lots of people out there and picked lots of people up, but I've never picked up one of the any of the people that work there. And so the other night I picked up a girl and she was a dancer there, and she turned out to be just really super nice. She was telling me about her situation. She's like 32, but she looked younger than that. But she used to dance. She said at like a high end club in Ohio, and she moved down here and she was working someplace and ended up getting laid off. But she has like an 8-year-old kid, and she couldn't get hired anywhere. So she's like, I had to go back to this, and so I can make some money, so
Yeah.
I can get on somewhere else. But and I know one of the things Gabe was talking about the other day was some people will get in and see a Lyft or Uber driver and kind of look down on you, thinking that's all you're qualified to do, or all you have the
Yeah.
mental capacity to do. I think it's probably the same way with people who work like as a dancer, things like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they get a lot of people to look down on them, but I've only had two, I think, in my career, and both one used to be a regular, and this was at a different place that they ended up tearing down. But she was going to school. I mean, literally going to school, and had a kid, and we had, I mean, super conversations. She always wanted to go through Starbucks. She always bought me whatever drink I wanted at
Yeah.
Starbucks, and you know, there's people trying to get by. Some of
Well,
them.
that shit pays a lot of money. It pays the bills. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, if
yeah.
I could, dance with this body right here, I would probably do it too. I go, hold on, I got to sneeze.
Bless you.
I was looking for some light. Do you ever do that? Do you ever look at the light to sneeze?
Yes.
Okay, I'm
There's
not.
a name for that, and I
Yeah.
forget what it's called. But
Um, dance that beard. Hey, if I could do an OnlyFans with this beard, I think I would. I
yeah.
definitely think I would, Mark. Um, and then I had another question that got brought up when all your stories are, but I forgot it now. Can't remember shit. That's Larry's new thing. He's taught me CRS. Can't remember shit. I'm going to
That's
use
right.
that. So, before we jump into gig economy in the news, I want to talk about Kim. Kim with Side Money Plans is an incredible YouTube streamer, and she has just started a podcast. You can download the podcast wherever you get podcasts. If you go to our link, the link for her podcast is in our description. Of course, her YouTube channel, she has over 7,000 subscribers, more than us. She's built this from the ground up, talks about tips and tricks, a lot of gig work, does it full time, a lot of DoorDash, but she's great. And I really enjoy watching her live streams and communicate with her. But definitely download that podcast, give it a listen. I'm sure you would like it. And then obviously check out her YouTube channel as well, because she is the bomb. And I appreciate her trusting us to talk about her.
Yeah. She's
I
got
know.
some really good content. She's definitely worth checking out.
So I found out from her that, well, last week I forgot to talk about the Dr. Pepper. So we established that, but I found out from her she stopped live streaming for almost a year because she got wrapped into some weird fucking drama on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Like, people were being like, she was getting death threats, and I
Oh,
don't know the exact details. She didn't go into it, but I was like, holy shit. She's like, yeah, it was a complete disaster, but she's back
that's
now. Whatever it was has passed, and I'm so glad that she's live streaming again because she puts out great content. She's also on the roundtable with Steve from Rideshare Rodeo on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. So check that out. All right, gig economy in the news. Speaking of, no, I don't got a segue. Join the Uber. I almost said Uber like a food.
Uber.
Join the Uber mentorship program. Barbara, new drivers on the app are looking for advice, and expertise is just what they need. Now you can earn extra money by helping them become a success on the road. The Uber mentorship program pairs you with a new driver, i.e., learner. Okay, thanks. Who can ask questions and learn your hints, tips, and tricks of the trade. You'll get $20 when the learner completes 10 trips. after matching with you and send at least one message, and you send at least one message to your learner. You can mentor up 5 learners at a time. They'll feel supported, you'll feel rewarded, and everyone is earning while using the Uber platform. So I did not get this. Actually, I don't know. It could be. And when I don't drive, like you said, you have a work phone too.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
mean, it's off, so I had to like power it on to even see my
Yeah.
quest. But
I did not receive that.
nope, I didn't get one either. Got a lot of other bullshit, but not that. So yeah, I think it's good. I think it's a good idea. I feel like the pay is fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's reminiscent of, when Lyft started out, they used to have the Lyft training program. It was not in effect by the time I started driving, but I heard a lot about it. And I mean, it just makes sense because I remember starting and, um, I didn't know anybody who did ride share. All I knew is, a few videos that I saw on YouTube and some stories I read on Reddit and different things like that. And I mean, you're all alone. You're downloading the app and then you trying to figure it out. And I still remember my very first ride. She had put in the wrong address, like
Your
completely wrong
first
address.
ride?
My first ride that I
Oh
got. So
no.
I'm driving up and down this street thinking I'm doing something wrong, and my phone rings, and it's her dad, and she's like, "Hey, my daughter put in the wrong address, so here's the right address." Well, he
Yeah.
gave me another address, and that one was wrong. So he was off
Wow.
by like 100. He told me like 984, and it was just, 884 or something. So I drove up and down the street, and finally she just came out to the road, and I drove by, and I was like, "Are you waiting for an Uber?" And I remember thinking, man, if it's like this all the time, I don't want no part of it. But
Yeah.
luckily that was the only time, or that was the worst that happened for a while anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. There's not a lot of resources out there. I gotta shout out
Mhm.
the rideshare guy. He's got
Yeah.
some driver resources in there.
Oh yeah.
Um,
He had a complete like program you could go through there at one
yeah, I
time.
don't know. I don't see that now. He's got
Yeah.
like driving strategies,
Mhm.
insurance, safety tips, vehicle
It's,
maintenance and
it's
stuff.
just good to have somebody who's done it and you're able to ask them, because if somebody's been doing it as long as we have, we've probably seen it or something or heard about it or something. One of us has been through it and we've talked about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised he stopped that little course because yeah,
Yeah.
he had that course for a while, but Larry, well, Larry does a good job too, but the rideshare guy, incredible. Like
Yeah.
he's built a great website. I think he does a great job. He's actually stepping back a lot of his stuff. He's got a crew now.
Yeah, he
Um,
does. Yeah.
Sergio and
Mhm.
Chris, and there's a couple other people. I did connect with Chris. We're gonna try to get him on the show. I haven't texted him yet, but Steve introduced us. But yeah, if you
Very
really are
cool.
a new driver listening to this, I recommend going to the rideshare guy, click on driver resources and click on driving strategies. And there's, how to make more money with Uber, how to reduce stress driving as a rideshare driver, how to
Yeah.
pick up the best times to drive for Lyft. He's got all these articles in here. So
Yeah. Yeah,
check
he's got
them
a
out.
ton of information.
So I will join the mentorship program if I do, and that's just trying to get people to listen to the show. That's the only reason.
Hey, do what you gotta do.
Yeah. I mean, you only have to send one message. It didn't really say you had to like meet in person or anything either.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I mean, this is kinda like mentorship light,
Well,
in
I'm
my
wondering
opinion.
if it's going to give you access to message through the Uber app. I would guess they would, right?
You would think so? I mean, I wouldn't think that you're expected to give them your phone number or
Yeah,
anything.
that'd be weird.
Yeah.
Um, you not be eligible for payment is unmatches you or opts out of the mentorship program. Okay. Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's good. I don't want the more people that know what the fuck they're doing out there. I mean, the mentorship program isn't going to make like you're not going to create this incredible driver. So
Right.
don't feel like it's like I mean, what am I trying like a referral. Like don't
Mhm.
think it's a referral because they're already driving, so it's like
Right.
don't worry about it. You might as well help them um get on the road and be a safer driver. Hey, John. Hey-o. Jerry says, when's the picnic? We have a date.
We do have a date.
I haven't paid for it yet. I have to do the email. What did we settle on, Larry? The 24th? No,
Let me
14th.
pull up my calendar and see. I put it on my calendar.
I did too, but I think it's hold on. You caught us off guard there, Jerry.
It is September.
The calendar won't load when I go that far. It takes like a second, but I think it's September
14th.
Oh, I did not put it on the calendar. You did though?
I did.
Okay, I can check my email, but yeah. Okay, so
I have it down for the 14th.
It's in the same place it has been every year except the first year. It's at Riverside Park at the Island Shelter. So yeah, we had such the picnic wasn't as the picnic's fun, of course, but when we go out at night, and that's when we have a lot of fun because we're just I went to my first gay bar that weekend, and that was interesting.
That makes two of us.
Yeah, when I say interesting, like usually when I say interesting, it's like that was interesting. No, it was fine. There was nothing to write home about. But yeah, that was no, I take that back. I've been to Rumors, which has been around Grand Rapids for a long time, but that was way long ago. But
okay,
yeah. All right, moving on. Larry, you gonna talk to us about some bots?
Yeah. So article that talks about some DoorDash and Walmart Spark delivery gig workers have a dirty secret, and that secret is that they're using bots to capture better offers than other people. So you see probably in the Uber and Lyft Facebook groups all the time, people are posting in there advertising these bots for sale, and they're supposed to pick the better deliveries for Spark or for food delivery. And I don't know if you pay a monthly fee or it's a one-time fee, but you do have to be careful. Some people say, yeah, I paid the money and it worked. It helped me get better offers. And then there's another guy who said he paid $1,000 in Bitcoin and never got the bot. So, buyer beware. And also know that almost all of these programs are against the terms of service with the companies, and they all say that they're actively looking for any of this activity, and they will cut you out and cancel your account.
I've definitely been tempted with a bot from Amazon because you can get them for Flex, right? Where they'll grab routes for you.
I'm sure you can, yeah.
But I never pulled the trigger on it. It's so hard to get a route through Amazon. You literally have to tap your phone unless you use Flex Alert. So Flex Alert is actually not a bot. What it does is it refreshes your phone the amount of time you want it to refresh. So, that's Gary's app, but it doesn't grab the route for you or anything. So you still have
so I don't think there's anything wrong with that one.
Yeah, you still have to look in there, and then all of a sudden, every 3 seconds, it'll refresh, and then it pops up, and you still have to tap it and swipe it and do all the shit. So,
right.
But yeah, it's tempting to do some of these bots, and I don't see a lot of bot talk in the Facebook group. Maybe you do, but I see a lot in the Spark groups talking about bots. And I've never even, I don't even know how to get one in there, but it's a real problem.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. And then it also talks about people, selling their accounts to other people.
Yeah.
Which is never a good situation either.
I don't know how that's happening because every app that I use when I go to sign on, unless I'm regularly using it like every day, it asks me for picture identification. And unless the apps are not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I don't know how they get around that. But
I don't know how they
in this article it talks about some of these like Walmart Spark delivery drivers, some of them using multiple accounts at the same time to pick up orders. So, just getting a whole huge carload, I guess, of orders on different accounts. And
here's the thing, though. Does Walmart have a real reason to get rid of those guys? They're getting the fucking orders delivered.
They know what I mean? Care.
Yeah, exactly. Until it starts getting into the mainstream media, I should say, where it's like affecting customer whatever it is. Like
Right.
this guy wasn't on the app. He ends up going in and,
Yeah.
assaults the customer, and they're like, well, where did this guy come from? Until something like that happens, Walmart's
Right.
gonna be like, what? I didn't see anything.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, it makes sense. And then same with, even with Amazon, why do they care if a bot takes as long as their
Yeah.
packages get delivered,
Yeah. That's all they care about, the bottom line.
and which sucks.
Yes.
But it is what it is. One thing that I am annoyed about, you talked about them posting, is like the reactivation scam that's going around. Like, I see that all day. And so
Oh yeah. Yeah. I see that all the time.
people will comment on our stuff all the time, and like even in groups that I don't monitor, that I just hide the comment because there's nothing I
Yeah.
can do about it, but so our Grand Rapids Uber Lyft group is kind of died a little bit, and the admins were not doing anything. I finally reached out to one of them and I was like, listen, can you make me a moderator, because I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I don't fuck around. If I see one of those in there, I immediately go in there and ban them.
Right.
But I'm telling you, on a daily basis, I'm in there doing that.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, because I see them. I see them in the national groups and play. The Nashville and other groups as well. I see them quite a bit.
The problem is like you can set up your groups as to be like the person can't post for the first like 3 weeks or something like that. But then it gets
Right.
weird, right? Because then you get people joining and they're like, well, I can't even talk for 3 weeks. Why do I want to be in here? So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. You're punishing the good. People who aren't doing anything wrong.
yeah, it's super hard to monitor that. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'll know we'll make it when we start getting that spam. But at
There
this
you
point,
go.
we're not getting. Every once in a blue moon, I get it. But all right.
That's a sign of success.
Yes. That, what do they say? Any publicity is good, even if it's like bad. If people are
Yeah.
trying to
There is no such
bomb,
thing as bad publicity.
yeah, if they're trying to bomb your site, then that's
Yep.
good. But
There you go.
so this one is I think I do have a picture for this. There we go. A reminder. I'm gonna go to the Reddit post. Well, I can't fucking read the Reddit post. A reminder about off-platform trips. Asking riders to take trips and pay outside of the Uber app is against local regulations and our community guidelines. So it's interesting. It says local regulations and community guidelines. It doesn't say against our terms of service.
Right.
That's interesting. Although on the bottom it says violating Uber's community guidelines may result in your account being deactivated. But anyways, don't do off app trips. That's what it's saying. I mean, we've all done them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've all been there, but you are taking chances, sir. You don't know who this person really is. There's
Yeah.
no record of the trip. If they
Yep.
throw up or damage your car,
You're fucked.
what recourse you have? Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The number one comment says, I have a few personal clients that tell me their appointments and such, and we never cancel an app trip. If I'm available, we check what Uber and Lyft are charging and make a deal where they pay less and I get more win-win. Yes, I know if there's an accident, I could be fucked. See, that's
Right.
that's the biggest point.
Yeah. The insurance.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend you doing the off app trips for rando, like you said, the throw up.
Mhm.
But we have somebody in our group, our Telegram group, that does quite a few of them. I've done some from him. He's done some for me.
Yeah.
You do run a risk on all of that, but like, nope, I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say something about insurance, but I'm like, that's like me condoning insurance fraud, and I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. Let's don't do that.
But my point is like we all do them, but I would just be careful with the completely cashless. Now, I'm a proponent of like take the ride on the app and then ask for money up front. I mean, essentially the same thing, but I think there's
Mhm.
less risk with that.
Yeah.
For one, you have Uber's insurance
Exactly.
if something happens, so the risk is way smaller. But yeah, this guy had said, the original poster had said, anyone get this email? I do a ton of out of app rides. Just want to make sure they weren't specifically targeting me. I'm like, well, I don't know.
I didn't get the email.
I didn't either, bro. You better be careful.
Just saying.
Just saying. All right, moving on to this frustrating thing that I see. This picture right here.
Yeah. So this is just a. I think it popped up in our Uber inbox, I believe.
Yeah, when I was looking for that mentor, I saw this one in there.
Yeah. So this one says eligible drivers qualify for incentives. This one is saying you can receive up to $2,000 when you purchase an eligible pre-owned Chevy Bolt. In addition, you may also qualify for up to $4,000 in federal tax credits for pre-owned EVs. So if you buy a used Chevy Bolt, it says you'll save $1,000 up front if you buy a pre-owned Chevy Bolt through Car Bravo. That's a new one. I haven't heard of Car
Never
Bravo.
heard of it.
By May 31st. And then you earn an additional $1,000 when you complete 300 trips in your newly purchased Chevy Bolt EV on the Uber platform. So
I think this is a great deal. And yeah, that used one is a new thing, that $4,000 in the tax credit, because it used to be it's $7,500 for new. But like I don't know, man. I might have thought about that. I don't know if I wanted to buy it through Car Bravo, but
right. And one thing you have to watch here too, because you have to do these 300 trips by the end of the month following your purchase. So if you bought it like today, the 21st of February, these 300 trips have to be done by the end of March.
Ooh.
So that's kind of a little catch you have to watch out. So if you're gonna buy it at the first of the month, on the first day of the month.
Well, I think it's a rolling 30 days though, right?
No, it doesn't. It's not a 30 days. It says they must be completed by the end of the month following your purchase. And it says example, if you purchase an eligible Chevy Bolt on February 16th, you have until March 31st to complete the trip. So it's the end of whatever month you buy it in. You get to the end of the following month.
If you bought it on February 1st, you would literally have 2 months to do it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Don't buy it at the end of the month. If you buy it at the end of the month, you're going to have about 35 days or whatever.
Okay. In my head, it was like you only had 30 days, a rolling 30 days after you made the purchase. So
right. So some people, 300 trips, it wouldn't be any problem. But if you're a part-time driver or you live in a smaller town where it's just not that busy, that might be a problem.
I mean, you do it for an extra $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this is a great deal. I think it's better than the Teslas. The Chevy Bolt is what I have, and it's an affordable electric car. I will let you know the one that I bought was brand new, and it did have some extras, and I did pay $37 for it. And that's the first new car I've ever had, and that's the most I've ever paid for a car. But I mean, $37 for an electric vehicle that you don't have to pay gas for, like it was a no-brainer. And then getting the $7,500 tax credits, which I do a lot of 1099 work, so there's definitely going to be some taxes there.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying, for people out there, they always talk about like, oh, should I get a Tesla? Like, a Tesla is great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on Tesla. I would love a Tesla. I think they're really nice. They're a little complicated, but I love my Bolt. I think it's affordable. There's not a lot of maintenance. I don't know. I just love it, and I just kind of glad that Uber did that, and I think it's a good deal. So if you're looking to get into EV, you can get the $4,000 tax credit plus what was it, $2,000 from
So, like I said, so many people focus on the Tesla.
The Tesla, there we go.
And they don't even think about any other electric cars models that are available.
I mean, honestly, I see on the road, I see Teslas, I see a few Rivians here and there. I see a lot of Bolts, and then I see every once in a while, I'll see a Nissan Leaf. Those are really the three top ones. I see a lot of Teslas. I mean,
yeah. Even
every day I
see
see
a lot.
I see like 20 or 30 of them. There are a lot of them out there. They're not bad. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they're pretty pricey. I mean, you're not going to get into a brand new Tesla for under 40 grand by any means, but
no doubt.
I will say the Bolt does take time to charge. If you're not willing to put a charger in your house, that you might struggle with it. But other than that, it's a good car. So.
Yeah. I think you would if you're gonna do ride share with electric vehicle, you almost have to have a charger at your house, I would
Yeah,
think.
I know, and that's why I think a lot of people, like, shit on these electric vehicles I see in the groups. I'm like, "Motherfucker, I pay $8 to charge this thing. You're putting $40 a day into your car." Like, it adds up. I don't have oil changes. I don't have to change the transmission fluid. Like, I
Right.
literally have no maintenance at
Yeah.
all, and everyone shits on it, and I'm just like, "Okay, whatever. Go ahead and just, spend all that money on maintenance." Like, to me, it's a no-brainer, especially if you're a full-time driver, but all right, number 5, why am I numbering it? I have no idea. San Francisco couple describes feeling trapped riding in a Waymo driverless car that was being attacked. Watch this video real quick. Obviously, this Waymo's been in the news a lot lately, it seems like. We might not watch the whole thing because it's 2:26, and this lady's voice sounds like a robot, by the way,
Yeah.
so enjoy that.
A couple minutes into his Waymo ride, Robert Moreno said the cool feeling of getting an invitation to ride on a driverless vehicle quickly shifted.
And some panic set in, just owing to the situation itself.
On Saturday, Robert and his husband said a person who looked homeless was trying to cover the sensors of the vehicle as the light turned green.
We felt trapped in the sense that we didn't know what to do in that instance. We didn't really have an understanding. Do we get out? Was it safe to get out of the car?
Were you concerned for your safety?
We were, because of the situation.
The vehicle didn't move, and minutes later, that person walked away. Waymo emailed them saying, in part, when a pedestrian attacks the vehicle, we advise riders to remain inside the vehicle. We looked into the potential of someone getting inside the vehicle. Now, when a Waymo is active, the door handles are hidden, as you can see. No one can get inside the vehicle from the outside. The only way to get in the vehicle is to click on lock. That's when the handles pop out. Scott Mora, UC Berkeley's faculty director for the Program for Advanced Transportation Technology, or PATH, explained why the Waymo vehicle responded the way it did.
When those sensors are blocked, it's equivalent to basically someone putting a blindfold over the eyes of a driver and they're unable to move.
Sensors and visibility are key. On Tuesday in the
Okay, so we get it. What happened? The homeless guy blocked the sensors.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I think like those kind of cars in like our climate, maybe not Bowling Green, but like where you got snow and stuff and ice that builds up on all that stuff.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. And yeah, they talked about. Yeah, I liked it in there. She said the only way to get into the car is click the unlock button. No, you get some homie throws a brick through that window.
Yeah, oh
They're
yeah,
getting in the car.
yeah, for sure. Again, I like Mark. LOL when someone attacks a vehicle, not if. Yeah, she did say when someone because it will probably happen more on a regular basis
For sure.
But I'm not against technology by any means. I just think the self-driving thing is a lot farther away than it really needs to be. I mean, there's always going to have to be sensors, right? Unless you're literally on a track, the car goes on a track.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
no other car.
There's
There's
gotta be
always going to be sensors. I just don't know how ready it is to like bebop down the road without.
Yeah, I mean, I still think it's a way. I mean, when we first started driving, everybody's like, "Oh, better enjoy it while you can." A year
I
or
know.
two, it's going to be self-driving cars, and we're not. I don't feel. I mean, we're closer, but we're not much closer.
I know when everyone would say that, I was like, "Are you
Yeah,
kidding me? Like
like you're out of your mind.
you're
Yeah,
out of
there's
your
no way.
mind." Yeah, I mean,
Even
you're
when
gonna.
they get the technology where it's solid enough, it's going to take a generation because you got to have kids who grow up with that and they're used to it. It's
Exactly.
like computers and technology. When they grow up with it, you think nothing of it. But you
Yeah.
get somebody who's 60 years old, 70 years old, and they can prove that it's safer to drive in this driverless car. They don't
Yeah.
care about that. they
Nope.
they care that I'm not riding in it. I don't care.
Well, the thing you talk about generational, like when you ask if I ask my 16-year-old daughter
Yeah.
how she would talk on the phone, she would do this, and we would do this.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's already starting to, because they grew up with a cell phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Never had any other kind of phone.
Right. So I agree. I don't know if it'll take a full 100 years, but it's long ways. We will be driving for Uber for a long ass time.
I think as long as we want.
Yeah, as long as we want. Yeah, exactly. Real quick, do an ad, and then we're gonna talk about Larry's GPS problems. Octopus tablet. This is an incredible tablet that you can get for your car. Obviously, it mounts on the back of your headrest there. Your passengers can play trivia, games, all kinds of stuff. They can win an actual Amazon card, $25 gift card if they're the top of the day, like the top scorer or whatever. The link is in the description. You can earn roughly $100 a month if you're a full-time driver. But it's easy. It's easy money. It's not like there's literally no work. You just put it in there, and then people love the shit out of it. It would be cool if you could, and I saw this today, so I'm not taking full credit for it, but somehow put your Cash App up there so that you could get tipped through that instead of the app. If people want to be like, I don't want Uber's, blah, 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 or whatever.
Well, I mean, we just make a little, just a little piece of cardboard or something with your Cash App on there and laminate it and mount it there on the side.
I know. I feel like it looks cheesier though when it's like laminated. Like we can get it on the screen. It just looks more legitimate. You know what I mean?
True.
So
definitely.
Yeah. Thanks for joining, Ty. Yeah, you can't do it in smaller city. Driverless cars won't work. Yeah, you can't do it in cities that get snow. I mean, it's bad enough out there with no snow, but Octopus tablet, check it out. If you want to make extra money, it'll be great.
Passengers love it. I get compliments on my Octopus tablet all the time.
Yeah,
people just, they love the trivia, especially if you're driving at night. During the daytime, not so much. But
I'm telling you though, and this is no bullshit. There's literally nothing you have to do. You just plug it in, and I will say when you have to kind of reboot it if you let it sit for a while. But other than that, like you don't have to start the software. It just fires up on its own. If it was a pain in the ass, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Oh yeah, it goes to sleep when you stop for when you come home and they recommend that you bring it in once a week and charge it. I've never done it. Once I put it in my car, it's been in my car.
It's never left my car.
When I'm in St. Louis visiting my son, so my car doesn't get broken into.
Yeah, well, I have FBI windows, so no one can see in there anyways. So, all right, Larry, tell me about this. I'm interested in what people say.
So on the both apps, Uber and Lyft, you can go into the settings and choose what navigation you want. You can use the Uber navigation, their proprietary navigation, or you can choose Waze, or you can choose, I think, Apple Maps or Google Maps. And but for a couple of years now, even though in the app I have Waze designated as what I want. When I do an Uber ride, once I pick up the passenger and slide to start the trip, if I hit navigation to pop open the map, it comes up and asks me Waze or Uber every time. And I was just curious I wanted to show this and see if there's anybody else, any other market where this does, because it's annoying because you have to do it every time. You really don't have to. If you don't touch it, it defaults to Uber's navigation.
Oh, it does if you don't make a choice.
Right. It times it. You have like, I don't know, maybe 15 seconds or something to choose. So there's times when I forget to hit it and I'll look up and it's using the Uber. I just happen to like Waze better. I'm just used to it, I guess. So it's not a huge deal, but I'm just curious if it's something that's just in this market or if anybody else sees this.
Do you want to play the video?
Yeah, let's play the video.
So you can see there. Yeah, it's 15 seconds.
Right. Well, you couldn't see it on the bottom. I think it has something. So it's going to go when it gets to 13 seconds. It's going to use Uber, or I can click on Waze there.
Well, I think you clicked on it.
Yeah,
I think you clicked on Waze.
Right.
Yeah, you can see yourself tapping it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna test it this weekend because I haven't driven since we talked about it. But if anyone
Mhm.
else is having the same problem, let
Yeah,
us
and I
know.
mean, not even necessarily a problem. It's just you
Well,
would
it's
think it
annoying.
would be you'd think it'd be standard. I mean, I know they have all sorts of different things that are different in different markets, but that one makes no sense to me. Why it would be different?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I personally, Jesper kind of talked me into using the in Uber app.
Yeah.
When I came back from the pandemic, before pandemic, I used Waze exclusively. I
Yeah.
fucking hated the Uber app. I didn't think it was wasn't good, and I hated, like I was just like, fuck it, I'm using Waze. But now Jesper's like, no, do the in-app. It's great. And it is because honestly, like you don't have to leave the app. You can see your person as you drive up. We talk about the little blue dot or
Yeah.
whatever that is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just I think it's easier to do. There's no
I
reason.
need to give it another try and use it like for a whole night and see
Yeah.
how it goes. I did try like the Lyft navigation. When they had that announcement a couple of weeks ago that uh,
Updated it.
they updated it. So I tried it, and like the first ride I tried, they had a stop, and so it within the app it did, like it had a little box that said like first stop or something. I didn't see it. I
Oh
drove right by
no.
it. So I'm
Oh,
like, F this. As soon as I dropped them off, changed it right back to Waze.
oh yeah.
So
I
maybe
think
they've made that a little better, but it did not. It was very hard to tell where that first stop was.
honestly, I think I use Lyft's in app too. I don't
Really?
think I don't know. I mean, it's not as good as Uber, I will tell you that. But I never went in to change it to I think I thought they use Google, but maybe I'm wrong.
They probably do. They probably do. But I just use Waze for both of them.
So Traveler says Lyft map sucks, always shows the shortest route, not the fastest. I agree. Some of their navigation was questionable. It's very strange for me. Some of the ways it would be like the way I would take somebody home from the
Yeah.
airport downtown. They wanted me to fucking go down all the way down to well, this means nothing to people that aren't local, but 44th Street all the way to 131 and then into downtown. I'm like, the fucking highway's right here. Like, why would I
Oh,
jump on 96 and then go downtown?
this is
But
Waze.
no, this is the Lyft app. I don't know what
Okay.
they use. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
Google Maps or not, but
Yeah. It's weird when they have problems. There's one like Waze has had a problem for at least the last month that I know. There's one road. It's called Nashville Road. It runs straight down, and for some reason, if there's something on that road that's past where our old mall is, it wants you to take a right, like go around the old mall, and then come right back out on Nashville Road, and then go straight. It's like it thinks that section of road's closed almost, but it's not
okay.
in red like it usually is. But I have to really pay attention if something's going out Nashville Road. If I'm not paying attention, I just look at the next turn and I'll turn and then I'll realize, oh, I'm just going back to Nashville Road. And then you're like, well, shit,
Well,
this is a
it's
waste of
not
time.
as impactful if you're by yourself. If you have a passenger,
Right.
they can get concerned. They're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck are you
Yeah.
doing?
Where's he taking me? Yeah.
Exactly.
They end up like that guy down in Texas.
Yeah. The deputy.
Well, no, the guy,
Oh.
the Mexican guy that the lady from Kentucky shot in the back of the head because she
Oh,
thought he was
yeah.
taking her to Mexico.
Yeah. Traveler says make you look like an idiot. Yeah, it does too. And it's like, Jesus Christ, I'm just following the map. But
Yeah.
but I would do that too. I would be talking to my passenger and I would literally just follow the map and forget where I was in that moment. So yeah, it is kind of embarrassing. Like you're supposed to be able to drive this car and follow the
Exactly.
map. But
And just to answer Celia, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but he's asking, can I use my company car for Uber? I have commercial plate on it. I don't believe so. The insurance has to be in your name. The insurance for
yeah,
the car would have to be in your name. I mean, obviously you would have to have permission from whoever your boss is in your company to use that, but I don't believe they would let you do rideshare just because you have to have insurance.
in your
I think
name and the plates and the
unless you're
registration.
renting a vehicle from Uber or Lyft.
Yeah. I don't even know what a commercial plate would be. I don't know what cities he might that state might have
Yeah, they
commercial
could have
plates.
special rules. You always got to check that out too. Every state has
Yeah.
different
I
rules.
would say probably 99% sure that would not work if your name's
Right.
not on it. So we're gonna skip number 7. It was just about Instacart. Basically, here's what it was. Instacart's laying off 7% of their staff. Okay, cool. Moving on. So this is, I'm going to show a couple TikToks.
Yes.
And they have a, like, they kind of are, I wouldn't say they're influencers, but like they post a lot of stuff. But this one happened to be about Uber drivers. And I'm interested in your take on this, Larry. I know you don't do this, but like, I'm just gonna play it, and then I think it would strike up some good conversation.
Yeah.
So let's see. Oh shit! Did I not load all of them? Shoot. Well, I
Sure,
loaded
most
it.
restaurants are going to agree with me on this. We don't work for you, Uber drivers. We work for the person on the other side of the phone. Maybe their name is Jamie. Maybe it's Tim. Maybe it's Mark. I don't know. Uber, DoorDash, Slice, Grubhub. Tell your drivers to leave us the alone and let us do our job.
And don't stand here. I'm sorry. When I'm on pizza for the night, I am solely on pizza. I don't take orders. I don't do anything. I stand here for 6 hours and I cut a pizza with a knife. I have to top everything. And I have to run out and make sure everybody's set up. And if not, then my hands are burning off. But sometimes I'm standing here looking at a pizza.
There is a sign right there that
says
pick up orders for Uber Eats. Please wait in line and check out with cashier.
And I will be standing here looking down, and I'm just like, I'm tired. It's 8 o'clock, and I get a glass like this. And I look up and I make a glance, and it's their phone showing me the name. And I'm like, does it look like I'm capable of going and trying to see?
She's not capable of much.
You might.
So please stop distracting her.
So why would you ask me if I'm obviously very focused and distracted and busy trying to get my job done? So that Trav doesn't say that he wants to kill me again.
I didn't say kill. I forget what I said. I didn't mean it.
Okay, so the first thing that stood out to me in this video is that they're in Tampa, because in the background when they're showing that girl, I can see a Tampa Bay Buccaneers flag. They have drapes in the back.
Yeah, they are in Florida.
Yeah, they're in Tampa. I guarantee.
So I have a little problem with it. Like he says, you know, you're not our customer.
Right.
I get that. I totally get that. If you don't like it, don't fucking use the service then. Like, you don't have to be a prick about it. Like,
yeah,
well,
I think he may have just been trying to get a reaction.
I'm sure, but like, so it's always frustrating to me. I love places that prioritize their delivery drivers, regardless if it's Uber or their drivers or whatever driver, or if it's DoorDash, because well, obviously because it's me working, but I mean, it just seems to work better when they do that instead of fighting the system. Now, granted, don't walk up and not say hello and point your fucking phone at. I would be pissed at that too. It's rude.
Yeah, it's
totally rude. But I just don't understand why you got to be so butthurt about it, because they're still customers, right? I am a branch of an employee for you. I know I don't work for you. I work for Uber. I work for myself. But you still, if you fuck with me, you're gonna get fucky deliveries. It's just that's just the reality.
I mean, when it comes down to it, we're all on the same. We all want the same thing,
right?
We all want this food to get delivered in the quickest manner possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we shouldn't be battling each other.
Exactly. And again, granted, the sticking the phone in the face or up in front of the glass is not going to work.
Just bullshit.
But what my point is that they have to go to the checkout line with everyone else. I don't like that. I like when they say, hey, this is where your pickup orders are. You stand over here. My customers are going to go over there, so that we can keep everyone separate. The orders can stay separate. You know what I mean? Like, it just
you shouldn't have just one line, because I mean, if you're really busy and I'm having to wait behind 10 people and my order's ready, that doesn't make any sense. Again, we've got the same goal in mind, to get that food to the customer as fast as possible.
Yes.
Why you would not have a separate line or a separate place for pickup orders as opposed to people who are paying in store? That, I don't know, that doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense, because then guess what? You're going to piss off your walk-in customers, because you got a fucking bunch of fucking drivers there on their phone, like, and being irritated because they have to wait. So
I mean, everybody's going to get irritated in the end. Because the customers, they're waiting for their food. from the delivery guy are going to be irritated. Your in-store customers are going to be irritated. The delivery drivers are going to be irritated.
Yeah, and then you're going to get people they're just like, I'm not going to pick I'm just not going to do it anymore.
Okay.
Like, I'm not going to pick up.
Next time when we go down to Florida, I'm going to go to that pizza place and have a heart-to-heart with him. We'll straighten it out.
You go to Tampa a lot?
There you go. We can do it.
Yeah,
and then we'll get him on the show and talk about it.
Well, I guarantee, because he likes to do a lot of stitching on TikTok, I guarantee if I stitched that, he would respond back somehow. And we could get a little battle going back, like fun, of course. Like I don't hate the guy by any means. I mean, he seems kind of funny. So
I'll
be honest with you. But yeah. And this other one is the same place. They almost lost a big order, so I thought it was interesting. Kind of how Uber responded. I did.
It says the order timed out because your store didn't accept it. You won't be paid.
No fucking way, dude. Call him up.
I'm calling him right now.
Call him up. Just cancel that $600 order.
I'm gonna lose my ever. I'm just trying to call Uber support at this point. Oh my god.
I mean, this is why third party is a problem. It's because of these kind of situations.
Santoro's Pizzeria. So we had an order that came in, 18 pizzas and 10 salads. We made all the food this morning and it got canceled.
Definitely going to be a tough day today. I have a feeling. We're only 17 minutes in.
Yeah, it canceled on the Uber app. I mean, we made them. We're here. They canceled it at like 11:15 or something like that. All right, man. Thanks a lot.
It's like sweaty in here. It's hot. Everyone's like hyped up.
Are we getting paid for this order? It's a glitch. We should be able to accept orders automatically. He's sending in a request right now for us to get refunded and paid the money.
A+ customer service. I'll take it. Thank you, Uber Eats.
You're the best person I ever talked to, actually. Driver side, customer service. Good.
So in one video, so clearly they're doing it for like internet points, because you see they're talking to different employees and stuff like that, and good for them. Like, I'm not hating on them on that. So you always got to take that with a grain of salt. Like, how much are they really pissed off? But like in one breath, they're like, fuck these third party apps, and then they're like, oh, great customer service. So
it's weird though. I mean, especially on a big order like that. I mean, you think the customer has to pay up front and it gets processed.
Yeah, the whole thing was weird on all of that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like Traveler, the old glitch. I mean, it's true. They do. I mean, it's such a blanket statement for fuck ups, but like a glitch could be somebody fucked up. But yeah, again, you blame the third party apps. I mean, like, then why are you fucking doing them? Like, I'm like, Italian, slap you across the face. It's like, why are you worried about it then? Like, clearly you need to do it to keep your business afloat. Although it looks like a great pizza place. I literally would eat that pizza right now, even though.
Oh yeah, I mean, they got my attention. Next time we go down to Dunedin or Clearwater, I'm probably going to hit them up.
Yeah, I mean, well, how far is Tampa outside of like Clearwater?
It's just right across the bay.
Oh, Tampa Bay is?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
You have Tampa is like the mainland, and then Clearwater is kind of across. You go across the causeway. It's like a 3-mile bridge, and you're in Clearwater. It's about a 20-minute drive.
Well, breaking news: we're going to Clearwater for Christmas. So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. I see some pizza on your vacation.
Yeah. We'll have to stop down there. So. That's amazing.
What you got to do, you just got to walk up to that glass and tap your phone on there.
Oh my God. No, what I need to do is have Megan record, like walk in, like kind of low key record, and then be like, hey, I'm here for my fucking order.
Don't even say anything. Just tap on the glass with your phone.
To watch them lose their mind.
Oh yeah. Then just crack up and tell them, you saw their video. How many people are they going to have do that now though? I don't know. Probably most people aren't assholes like that.
Well, but my point. Well, do you mean like as a joke or?
Yeah, as a joke.
Oh, everyone that watches that video is going to do it.
Yeah, I would think so. That's the first thing that pops into my mind.
Oh, it's freaking hilarious. So, all right, guys, that is going to wrap it up. We are at an hour. I'm glad we finished on those videos because that was fun.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about, Larry? Anything exciting? I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh man. No, I mean, just everybody start making plans for the picnic. Go ahead and clear your schedule. I know it's
Yep.
a ways out, but it's important. We have a lot of fun. I mean, it's a great time to get together, and last few years we've had really good weather.
Yeah.
On the picnic. Um,
Yeah,
it's a pretty place, where they have the picnic at. We have a good time just getting together and meeting these people that a lot of us, otherwise we would only know each other from Telegram.
Yeah.
But I think I've gone 4 out of the 5 years they've had it, and it's well worth it. Although I am flying this year.
Yeah, September 14th. It'll probably be in the late afternoon, and then we always do something that night. Go hang out and do some shit or whatever.
Yeah.
Go to some bars and
and hey, no dead bodies last year.
Nope, I know that. Oh yeah, that's right. That was weird.
Yeah.
That was weird. But anyways, thank you guys so much. And as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
And we'll see you on the road.
Good night.
Night.